John Fishman first in the live chat. I see you popped in first at 10:23. We'll see if we get any other early entrants into the July drawing. Alright, let me check one other spot here. I think we're good there. Okay. So let me get ready to put your entry into the live chat there, John. Thanks for being first in the live today. Where did you get your May? Where did you get your May? What? Oh, my mat? Oh, this isn't part of my mat. This isn't part of my mat. But as far as the mat here, what I usually use here, I bought this off of Amazon. Amazon.com. Amazon Prime. I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I get free shipping for everything and stuff, and I found the mat there. This was just a sign that I found at Hobby Lobby. Thought it was kind of cool. I did buy a few things. I'll show you guys. I'll give you another slowly as I keep adding to my studio here, if you want to call it a studio. I keep finding different things that I can add into my studio production. Just common things, baseball things, things of that nature. So, but yeah. So that is, it kind of looks, is sharp and pops out. And then my emblems I use for, the emblem right here. This here is what I use to put on my packages when I send out packages to people. Don Blomdahl Hall of Fame veteran sports cards and collectibles and things of that nature. So nothing fancy. I go low budget, low key as much as possible. You could film the moon landing in that studio. I don't know about a moon landing. It might be a little bit small for a moon landing. I'd have to use a lot of green screen to make it look like a humongous surface of the moon. But that's awesome there, John. I can always count on you to get me chuckling and laughing to get my day started, that's for sure. So yeah, not a whole lot totally scheduled for today. We're going to do the baseball team history for the Detroit Tigers. I do not have any family mail call packages today, so after that, I will just briefly message or mention this here. I'll put this up here just for a brief second here. I am still taking reservations for this Saturday's red, white, and blue mystery packs. This will be our last chance. Whatever does not sell after this round here. So far, I only have one new reserve spot, and that's for Robert Posada. Cards in my car with Robert Posada. But we do have 3 days left. That's counting today, tomorrow, and then Saturday, the day of the sale. So anything that does get reserved today will all be opened on Saturday. So far, we got one new pack that'll be opened on Saturday. That means I've got 34 more packs to go to try and sell off my 2020 Red, White, and Blue series mystery packs. And then whatever does not sell will go up on eBay. Welcome to the dark side of the moon. That sounds pretty good. I like that. Welcome to the dark side of the moon. We always see whether it's the light is shining on the moon or not shining on the moon. We always see the lit side. From the reflection we get off of the sun to be able to see the light on the moon. So that's why it's nice when we see a nice full moon and it looks much, much bigger. Pink Floyd. I wasn't a super Pink Floyd fan, but yes, The Dark Side of the Moon was by Pink Floyd. I'm not a super, I'm like the old style rock and roll, like Buddy Holly and the Crickets. The different rock and rollers from the day when you could understand what they were saying. And they had some meaning to the words in their songs. Sorry, that's me just being old-fashioned. Growing up and stuff, my mom used to listen to a lot of the old-time country music. When my mom was a single parent raising 4 kids. She tended bar for a living, so Inklebird Humperdinck and different ones like that. Donald be good. Oh my word. Oh, John. I can always count on you lightening up and enlivening my day, that's for sure. We got about 2 more minutes here, and then so after the team history, depending on how many viewers we have in the channel, we'll either open up a hanger box or a blaster box or a hobby box, depending on how many viewers we end up for the day. Pink Floyd songs have a lot of meaning. I love 60s and 70s rock. Yeah, but I even go before that. I like the 50s. Buddy Holly and the Crickets. But yeah. Some of those guys died at a young age because they were in that plane accident. But yes. I do like the older singers. Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, don't be cruel. Don't be cruel, Dr. John. All right, so we got about a minute to go here, and then I will get right into the history for the Detroit Tigers, because we do have some history to go through behind the Detroit Tigers that know, for anybody that does know the history behind them. So it will be a little bit more than normal on that side of the faction. But almost forgot before I do forget here. I got to get your entry into the Wheel of Names. I got sidetracked and carrying on with all your commenting that I almost forgot. So, there. My computer is being finicky. Might be delayed a second. There we go. Okay, John Fishman is in the wheel. So we've got one more day. Tomorrow is the last day. At the end of tomorrow's Hall of Fame Friday stream, we will announce the new winner for the July giveaway. All right, so let me get that saved real quick. You are saved. You are in the wheel, and it is 10:30 there, John. So we are going to get into, so now you can sit back, take a little break, a little bit of a hiatus there. Oh wow, that's pretty neat. You can see the wheel spinning there in the reflection, can't you? As you can see in the reflection there, when it shows up on my computer here, I'll know it's there. I didn't even notice that. You can see all the colors in the wheel. I'll say it kind of looks like something else, but I'll just leave it at that. So there we go. So without further ado, we are going to get into the history of the Detroit Tigers. Of course, the Detroit Tigers have been a baseball team for just over 130. I think I got them at 136 years old. 136-year-old baseball team. Okay, so the Detroit Tigers are an American professional baseball team based in Detroit, Michigan. Oh, here, let me move them front and center for the meantime here. See if I can get a good angle here on seeing that tiger there. Now I think the light reflects a little bit better here. Oh, there we go. There's a good visual almost. If I get it at the right angle, you can really get the 3D effect. I don't want me in there. You can in person it looks so much better. The 3D effect of that Detroit Tiger there. Their logo from their team. So the Detroit Tigers are an American professional baseball team based in Detroit, Michigan. The Tigers compete in Major League Baseball as a member of the American League Central Division, one of the American League's 8 charter franchises. The club was founded in Detroit as a member of the minor league Western League in 1894 and is the only Western League team still in its original city. They are also the oldest continuous one-name, one-city franchise in the American League. Since their establishment as a major league franchise in 1901, so far it's just me and you, John. I'm going to do a refresh here so I don't forget. Franchise in 1901. The Tigers have won 4 World Series championships in 1935, 1945, 1968, and their most recent World Series was in 1984. They have won 11 American League pennants in 1907, 8, 9, 34, 35, 40, 45, 68, 84, 2006, and their most recent in 2012. All 4 American League Central Division championships in 2011, 12, 13, and 14. They also won division titles in 1972, 84, 87 as a member of the American League East. And since 2000, the Tigers have played their home games at Comerica Park in downtown Detroit. The Tigers constructed Bennett Park at the corner of Michigan Avenue and Trumbull Avenue in Corktown, just west of downtown Detroit, and began playing there in 1896. In 1912, the team moved into Navin Field, which was built on the same location. It was expanded in 1938 and renamed Briggs Stadium. It was renamed Tiger Stadium in 1961, and the Tigers played there until 1999. From 1901 to 2019, the Tigers' overall win-loss record is 9,346 wins, 9,191 losses, a winning percentage of .504, and the franchise's best winning percentage was .665 in 1934, while its worst was .265 in 2003. As far as the franchise history itself, they were in their Western League beginnings from 1894 to 1900. The franchise was founded as a member of the reorganized Western League in 1894. They originally played at Boulevard Park, sometimes called League Park. It was located on East Lafayette, then called Champion Street, between Helen and East Grand Boulevard near Belle Isle. In 1895, owner George Vanderbeck decided to build Bennett Park at the corner of Michigan and Trumbull Avenues, which would remain the team's base of operations for the next 104 seasons. The first game at the corner was an exhibition on April 13, 1896. The team, now occasionally called the Tigers, beat a local semi-pro team known as the Athletics by a score of 30-3. The Tigers played their first Western League championship game at Bennett Park on April 28, 1896, defeating the Columbus Senators 17-2. At the end of the 1897 season, Ruby Waddell was loaned to the team to gain professional experience. After being fined, Waddell left Detroit to pitch in Canada. When the Western League renamed itself the American League for 1900, it was still a minor league team. But the next year, it broke from the national agreement and declared itself a major league, openly competing with the National League for players and for fans for 4 contested cities. For a while, there were rumors of the team relocating to Pittsburgh. However, these rumors were put to rest when the 2 leagues made peace in 1903 when they signed a new national agreement. As far as their very first major league season was in 1901. The Tigers were established as a charter member of the now Major League American League in 1901. They played their first game as a Major League team at home against the Milwaukee Brewers on April 25, 1901, with an estimated 10,000 fans at Bennett Park. After entering the 9th inning behind 13-4, the team staged a dramatic comeback win of 14-13. The team finished third in the 8-team league. Right, the Cobb era from 1905 to 1926. In 1905, the team acquired 18-year-old Ty Cobb, a fearless player with a mean streak, who came to be regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. In addition to of Cobb, an already talented team that included Sam Crawford, Hughie Jennings, Bill Donovan, and George Mullen quickly yielded results. In 1907, the American League champions, behind the hitting of outfielders Ty Cobb with a .350 average and Sam Crawford with a .323 average, and pitching of Bill Donovan and Ed Killen, 25 wins each, the Tigers went 92-58 to win the American League pennant in 1907 by 1.5 games over the Philadelphia Athletics. They moved to their first World Series appearance against the Chicago Cubs. Game 1 ended in a rare 3-3 tie called due to darkness after 12 innings. The Tigers scored only 3 runs in the succeeding 4 games, never scoring more than 1 run in a game, and lost the series 4-0. 1908 American League champions. The Tigers won the American League by just a half game over the 90-64 Cleveland Naps with a 90-63 record. Cobb hit .324 while Sam Crawford hit .311 with 7 home runs, which was enough to lead the league to the dead ball era. The Cubs, however, would defeat the Tigers again in the 1908 World Series, this time in 5 games. This would be the Cubs' last World Championship until 2016. The American League champions. In 1909, Detroit posted a 98-54 season, winning the American League pennant by 3.5 games over the Athletics. Ty Cobb won the batting Triple Crown in 1909, hitting .377 with 9 home runs, all inside the park, and 107 RBIs. He also led the league with 76 stolen bases. George Mullen was the pitching hero, going 29-8 with an ERA of 2.22, while fellow pitcher Ed Willett went 21-10. Mullen's 11-0 start in 1909 was a Tiger record for 104 years, finally broken by Max Scherzer's 13-0 start in 2013. It was hoped that a new opponent in the 1909 series, the Pittsburgh Pirates, would yield different results. The Tigers performed better in the Fall Classic, taking Pittsburgh to 7 games, but they were blown out 8-0 in the decisive game at Bennett Park. Then in 1910 through 1914, the Tigers dropped to 3rd place in the American League in 1910 with an 86-68 record. They posted 89 wins in 1911 to finish 2nd, but were still well behind a powerhouse Philadelphia Athletics team that won 101 games. The team sunk to a dismal 6th place in both the 1912 and 1913 seasons. A bright spot in 1912 was George Mullen pitching the franchise first no-hitter in a 7-0 win over the St. Louis Browns on July 4th, his 32nd birthday. Cobb went into the stands in a May 15, 1912 game to attack a fan that was abusing him and was suspended. 3 days later, the Tigers protested the suspension by fielding a team of replacement players against the Philadelphia Athletics. They lost 24-2. During this 5-season stretch, Cobb posted batting averages of .383, .420, .409, .390, and .368, winning the American League batting title every year. Then we go into 1915. The Tigers won a then club record 100 games, but narrowly lost the American League pennant to the Boston Red Sox, who won 101 games. The 1915 Tigers were led by an outfield consisting of Ty Cobb, Sam Crawford, and Bobby Veach that finished number 1, number 2, and number 3 in RBIs and stolen bases and total bases. Cobb also set a stolen base record with 96 steals. In 1915, that stood until 1962, when it was broken by Maury Wills. Baseball historian Bill James has ranked the 1915 Tigers outfield as the greatest in the history of baseball. The only team in Tigers history with a better winning percentage than the 1915 squad was the 1934 team that lost the World Series to the St. Louis Cardinals. In 1916 to 1920, the Tigers dropped to third place in 1916 with an 87-67 record, and would remain mired in the middle of the American League standings the rest of the decade. Never winning more than 80 games. In the late teens and into the 20s, Cobb continued to be a marquee player. Though he was pushed by budding star outfielder Harry Hillman, who went on to hit .342 for his career. Hughie Jennings left the Tigers after the 1920 season, having accumulated 1,131 wins as a manager. This stood as a Tiger record until 1992, when it was broken by Sparky Anderson. Cobb himself took over managerial duties in 1921, but during his 6 years at the helm, the Tigers topped out at 86 wins and never won a pennant. In 1921, the Tigers amassed 1,724 hits and a team batting average of .316, the highest team hit total and batting average in American League history. That year, outfielders Harry Hillman and Ty Cobb finished first and second in the American League batting race with batting averages of .394 and .389 respectively. The downfall of the 1921 Tigers, however, was the absence of good pitching. The team ERA was 4.40. Without pitching to support the offense, the 1921 Tigers finished in 6th place in the American League at 71-82. 27 games behind the New York Yankees. On August the 19th, 1921, Cobb collected his 3,000th career hit off Elmer Myers of the Boston Red Sox. Age 34 at the time, he is still the youngest player to reach that milestone, also reaching it in the fewest at-bats with 8,093. In 1922 to 1926, the Tigers continued to field good teams during Ty Cobb's tenure as player-manager, finishing as high as second in 1923. But lacking of quality, pitching kept them from winning the pennant. Harry Hillman hit .403 in 1923, becoming the last American League player to top 400 until Ted Williams hit .406 in 1941. In 1925, Hillman collected 6 hits in a season-ending doubleheader to win the batting title, finishing .393 to Trish Speaker's .389. Cobb announced his retirement on November 26th after 22 seasons with the Tigers, though he would return to play 2 more seasons with the Philadelphia Athletics. The Tigers break through in 1927 through 1940. 1927 to 1933, though the Tigers struggled with mediocre records in the 7 years following Ty Cobb's departures, they were building a solid foundation, adding slugging first baseman Hank Greenberg and pitchers Tommy Bridges and Schoolboy Rowe to a lineup that already included second baseman Charlie Gehringer. In 1927, Harry Hillman flirted with a .400 batting average all year, eventually finishing at .398 and winning his 4th American League batting title. Following the 1933 season, the Tigers added perhaps the final piece of the puzzle, acquiring catcher Mickey Cochran from the Philadelphia Athletics to serve as player manager. Then we have in 1934 the American League champions. The Tigers won the 1934 American League pennant with a 101 win and 53 loss record. At the time, the team record wins and still the best winning percentage of .656 in team history. The Tigers infield Hank Greenberg and Charlie Gehringer, along with shortstop Billy Rogel and third baseman Marv Owen, accumulated 462 runs during the season, with Gehringer's 214 hits and .356 average leading the way. Schoolboy Rowe led a strong pitching staff, winning 16 straight decisions at one point of the season and finishing with a 24-8 record. The Tigers would fall in the 1934 World Series in 7 games to the Gas House Gang, the St. Louis Cardinals, after winning a tight battle in Game 5 with a 3-1 decision over Dizzy Dean. Detroit took a 3-2 series lead, but would lose the next games at Nevin Field, Tiger Stadium, for the second time in a World Series Game 7. Detroit folded. St. Louis scored 7 times in the third inning off starter Eldon Ocker and a pair of relievers, while Dean baffled the Tigers hitters en route to an 11-0 victory. The final game was marred by an ugly incident after spiking Tigers third baseman Marv Owen in the 6th inning. Cardinals left fielder Joe Medwick had to be removed from the game for his own safety by Commissioner Kenshaw Mountain Landis after being pelted with debris from angry fans in the large temporary bleachers section in left field. In the 1935 World Series champions, 1935 lineup featured the future Hall of Famers Hank Greenberg, Mickey Cochran, Goose Goslin, and Charlie Gehringer. Although they did not challenge the 1934 team's 101 wins, their 93-58 record was good enough to give them the American League pennant by 3 games over the New York Yankees. Greenberg was named the American League MVP after hitting .328 and leading the league in home runs with 36. Extra base hits with 98 and RBIs with 168. Incredibly, Greenberg's RBI total was 48 higher than the next closest player. With the Tigers also got strong contributions from Gehringer, 330, Cochran 319, and starting pitchers Tommy Bridges 21-10 and Eldon Ocker with 18 wins and 7 losses. The Tigers finally won their first World Series, defeating the Chicago Cubs 4-2 in Game 6, concluded with Goslin's dramatic walk-off RBI single, scoring Cochran for a 4-3 victory. After owner Frank Nevin died in the offseason, Walter Briggs Sr. took over control of the team. Then we have 1936 to 1939. After being forecast to win the American League pennant again in 1936, the Tigers fell to a distant second place behind the New York Yankees both that season and in 1937. The team fell further down the standings with a 84-70 record in 1938 and an 81-73 record in 1939. Hank Greenberg nevertheless provided some excitement for Tigers fans by 1938, challenging the single-season home run record held by Babe Ruth at 60. He went into the season's final weekend against the Cleveland Indians with 58 home runs, tied with Jamie Foxx for the most by a right-handed batter at the time, but failed to homer. During the final week of the 1938 season, the Tigers presciently held out doubts that a pennant in 1939, but figured that 1940 would be their year. So in 1940, they were American League champions. In a tight 3-game race, the 90 and 64 Tigers won the 1940 American League pennant race by 1 game over the Cleveland Indians and won 2 games over the New York Yankees. Prior to the season, first baseman Hank Greenberg was persuaded to move to left field to make room for Rudy York. The move proved successful. York hit .316 with 33 home runs and 134 RBIs, and Greenberg batted .340 and slammed 41 home runs while driving in 150. Greenberg won his second American League MVP award, becoming the first major leaguer to win the award at 2 different positions. Charlie Ganger batted .313 while collecting 101 walks and scoring 108 runs. Bobo Newsom was the ace of the Tiger pitching staff in 1940. Going 21-5 with an ERA of 2.83. An unlikely hero on the mound this season was 30-year-old rookie Floyd Gable, making his 3rd major league start on September 27th. Gable was called upon to pitch the pennant-clinching game against Bob Feller of the Indians. Feller surrendered just 3 hits, one being a 2-run homer by Rudy York, while Gable blanked the Tribe for a 2-0 victory. The Tigers lost the 1940 World Series to the Cincinnati Reds in 7 games. Despite a heroic effort by Bob Newsom, the Tigers came up short in the deciding game, losing 2-1. Newsom's father had died in a Cincinnati hotel room after watching his son win Game 1, and inspired Newsom won Game 5 and pitched Game 7 on just 1 day's rest. This was the 3rd time the Tigers had lost the World Series in a deciding 7th game. Then we had the Warriors in 1941 to 1945, with Hank Greenberg serving in World War II for all or parts of the 41 through 44 seasons. The Tigers struggled to replace the glory of 1940. They finished no higher than 5th place in 41 to 43, but managed a 2nd place finish in 1944, largely on the strength of Hal Newhouser and Dizzy Trout, who won 29 and 27 games respectively. Newhouser, who was 29 and 9 with a 2.22 ERA, won the first of his 2 consecutive American League MVP awards this season. The Tigers were in first place as late as September 18th, but would finish 1 game behind the St. Louis Browns for the American League pennant. The 1945 World Series champions. With the end of World War II and the timely return of Hank Greenberg and others from the military, the Tigers won the American League pennant by just 1.5 games over the Washington Senators, with an 88-65 record. Hal Newhouser became the first pitcher in the history of the American League, and still the only pitcher as of 2019 to win the MVP award with 2 consecutive seasons. Newhouser won the pitching Triple Crown, leading the American League in wins 25 and an ERA of 1.81 and strikeouts of 212. With Newhouser, Virgil Trucks, and Dizzy Trout on the mound and Greenberg leading the offense, Detroit responded in a World Series Game 7 for the first time, staking Newhouser with a 5-0 lead and before he threw a pitch en route to the 9-3 victory over the Cubs. Because many stars had not returned from the military, some baseball scholars have deemed that the 1945 World Series to be among the worst played contests in World Series history. For example, prior to the World Series, Chicago sports writer Warren Brown was asked who he liked, and he answered, "I don't think I like either one of them. I don't think either one of them can win." All right, a long drought from 1946 to 1967. In 1946 to 1950, following the World Series win of 1945, the Tigers continued to have winning records the remainder of the decade, finishing 2nd in the American League 3 times, but never winning the pennant. During the 1946 season, the Tigers acquired George Kell, a 3rd baseman who would become a 10-time All-Star and Hall of Famer. He batted over 300 8 straight seasons, 1946 to 1953, and finished with a career 306 average. Kell won the batting title in a very close race with Ted Williams in 1949, going 2 for 3 on the last day of the season to edge out the Red Sox slugger with a .34291 to a 3.34276 percentages. The 1950 season was particularly frustrating as the Tigers posted a 95-59 record for a .617 winning percentage, the fourth best in team history. However, they finished the season 3 games behind a strong New York Yankees team that went on to sweep the Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series. Then we have 1951 to 1960. Over the next 10 years, the Tigers sank to the middle and lower ranks of the American League, and the team only had 3 winning records over the span and never finished higher than 4th place. The last place 1952 team went 50-104, which was the worst season in Tigers history until 2003. The 2003 team lost 119 games. Despite the dismal season, starter Virgil Trucks threw 2 no-hitters, becoming only the 3rd player and pitcher in Major League history to accomplish this feat. Also, team owner Walter Briggs Sr. died in 1952. His son, Walter Briggs Jr., inherited the team, but he was forced to sell it in 1956 to broadcast media owners John Fetzer and Fred Knorr. Notwithstanding Detroit's fall in the standings, the decade saw the debut of outfielder Al Kaline in 1953, one of the few major league players who never played a day in the minor leagues. He would hit over 309 times in his career. He also made 15 All-Star teams, won 10 Gold Gloves, and featured one of the league's best arms in right field. In 1955, the 20-year-old Kaline hit 340 to become the youngest ever batting champion in Major League history. In 1958, the Tigers became the second to last team to integrate their rosters when Dominican player Ozzie Virgil Sr. joined the team. Only the Boston Red Sox trailed the Tigers in integrating their roster. Then we have 1961. As the American League expanded from 8 to 10 teams, Detroit began its slow ascent back to success with an outstanding 1961 campaign. Pop over in the chat, nothing new. Hopefully John probably the only one hanging out with me in the background there. The Tigers won 101 games, a whopping 30-game improvement over the 71 and 83 1960 team, but still finished 8 games behind the Yankees. This marked one of a few times in Major League history that a team failed to reach the postseason despite winning 100 or more games. Though it had happened once before in the Tigers' 1915 year. The first baseman Norm Cash won the batting title with a .361 average, while teammate Al Kaline finished second. Cash never hit over .286 before or after the 1961 season, and would later say of the accomplishment, "It was a freak even at the time. I realized that." Cash's plate heroics which also included 41 home runs and 132 RBIs, might have earned him MVP honors were it not for New York's Roger Maris bashing a then-record 61 home runs that same year. Cash also drew 124 walks for a league-leading .487 on-base percentage. The 1961 club featured 2 non-white starters, Bill Bruton and Jake Wood, and later in the 60s, black players such as Willie Horton, Earl Wilson, Gates Brown would contribute to Detroit's rise in the standings. Then we have 1962 to 1966. As a strong nucleus developed, Detroit repeatedly posted winning records throughout the 1960s. In 1963, pitcher Mickey Lolick and Denny McLean entered the rotation. Outfielders Willie Horton in 1963, Mickey Stanley in 1964, and Jim Northrup in 1964 would also come aboard around this time. The team managed a third-place finish during the bizarre 1966 season, in which manager Chuck Dressen and acting manager Bob Swift were both forced to resign their posts because of health problems. Thereafter, Frank Scaff took over the managerial reins until the end of the season. Both Dressen and Swift died during the year. Dressen died of a heart attack in August, while Swift died of lung cancer in October. Following the season, the Tigers hired Mayo Smith to be their new manager. Then we have 1967. In 1967, the Tigers were involved in one of the closest pennant races in history. Because of rainouts, the Tigers were forced to play back-to-back doubleheaders against the California Angels over the final 2 days of the season. They needed to sweep the doubleheader on the last day of the season to force a one-game playoff with the Boston Red Sox. The Tigers won the first game but lost the second, giving the Red Sox the pennant with no playoff. Detroit finished the season 91-71, one game behind Boston. Starter Earl Wilson, acquired the previous season from the Red Sox, led the Tigers in major leagues with 22 wins and would form a strong 1-2-3 combination with Denny McLain and Mickey Lolick over the next few years. Then we have in 1968 to 1972. Glory in 1968. The 1968 World Series champions. The Tigers finally returned to the World Series in 1968, and the team grabbed first place from the Baltimore Orioles on May 10th and would not relinquish the position, clinching the pennant on September 17th and finishing with a 103-59 record. In a year that was marked by dominant pitching, starter Denny McLain went 31-6 with an 1.96 ERA. The first time a pitcher had won 30 or more games in a season since Dizzy Dean accomplished the feat in 1934. No pitcher has accomplished it since, and McLain won the American League MVP and Cy Young Award for his efforts. In the 1968 World Series. In the 1968 World Series, the Tigers met the defending World Series champion St. Louis Cardinals, led by starter Bob Gibson, who had posted a modern era record of 1.12 ERA during the regular season and speedily outfielding Lou Brock. This was the first time the Tigers and Cardinals had met in the World Series since 1934. The series was predicted with a bold decision by manager Mayo Smith to play center fielder Mickey Stanley at shortstop, replacing the slick fielding but weak hitting of Ray Oyler. Stanley had never played shortstop before, but was a Gold Glover in the outfield and an excellent athlete. Smith played him at short for the final 9 games of the regular season and 7 World Series games, with Oyler only appearing as a late-inning defensive replacement. This allowed Smith to play an outfield of Willie Horton, Jim Northrup, and Al Kaline in every game. In Game 1, Gibson completely shut down the Detroit lineup, striking out a World Series record 17 batters en route to an easy 4-0 win. However, due to no small part to pitcher Mickey Lolick's victories in Games 2 and 5, the Tigers climbed back into the World Series. Many fans believe the turning point came in the 5th inning of Game 5, when the Tigers, down 3-1 and trailing in the game 3-2, left fielder Willie Horton made a perfect throw to home plate to nail Lou Brock, who tried to score from second base, standing up as catcher Bill Freeman blocked the plate with his foot. The Tigers came back with 3 runs in the 7th to win that game 5-3 and stay alive. The Cardinals would not threaten to score the rest of this game and scored only 2 more meaningless runs over the remainder of the series. In Game 6, McLain ensured a Game 7 by notching his only win in the World Series, 13-1 blowout, despite pitching on only 2 days rest. In Game 7 at Busch Memorial Stadium, Lalick also pitched on 2 days rest, faced Gibson. Both men pitched brilliantly, putting up zeros on the scoreboard for much of the game. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the Cardinals looked primed to take the lead as Lou Brock singled to lead off the inning, only to be promptly picked off by Lalick. 1 out later, Curt Flood followed with another single and was also picked off by Lalick. In the top of the 7th, an exhausted Gibson finally cracked, giving up two out singles to Norm Cash and Willie Horton. Jim Northrup then struck the decisive blow, lashing a triple to center field over the head of Flood, who appeared to misjudge how hard the ball was hit. That scored both Cash and Horton. Northrup himself was then brought home by a Bill Freehand double. Detroit added an insurance run in the 9th, also homered by Mike Shannon, and was all the Cardinals could muster against Lalick, as the Tigers took the game 4-1 and the World Series 4-3. The Tigers became only the 3rd team to ever win the World Series after being down 3-1. And for his 3 victories that propelled the Tigers to the championship, Lalick was named the World Series most valuable player. Through 1920, Lalick is the last pitcher to have 3 complete game victories in a single World Series. Then we have 1969 to 1971. 1969 saw further expansion as both leagues realigned into 2 divisions, 6 teams, and the Tigers were placed in the American League East. That year, Detroit failed to defend its title despite Denny McLain having another outstanding season with a 24-9 campaign, earning him his 2nd straight Cy Young Award, co-winner with Baltimore's Mike Kuehler. The Tigers' 90 wins placed them a distant 2nd in the division to a very strong Baltimore Orioles team, which had won 109 games. The Tigers suffered a disappointing 1970 season, 4th in the American League East with a 79-83 record. Following the season, Mayo Smith was let go and was replaced by Billy Martin. In a playing career that was primarily spent with the New York Yankees, Martin played his final games with the Minnesota Twins and stayed in that organization after his retirement. He managed the Twins to an American League Division title in 1969, but was fired after that season due to rocky relationships with the players, which included a legendary fight with pitcher Dave Boswell in an alley behind Detroit's Lindell AC Sports Bar. During the off-season, Denny McLain, who had been suspended 3 times and had a 3-5 record, was part of an 8-player deal with the Washington Senators in what would turn out to be a heist for Detroit. The Tigers acquired pitcher Joe Coleman and shortstop Eddie Brinkman and third baseman Aurelio Rodriguez. Martin's Tigers posted a 91 wins in 1971. However, they had to settle for a second-place finish behind the Orioles, who won 101 games to take their 3rd straight American League Division crown. The season was highlighted by Mickey Lalick's 308 strikeouts, which led the American League, and it's still the single-season record in franchise history. Lalick also won 25 games and posted a 2.29 ERA while throwing an incredible 376 innings and completing 29 of his 45 starts. Coleman paid immediate dividends for Detroit, winning 20 games, while McLain went 10-22 for the Senators and was out of baseball by the following season. 1972 American League East champions. Joe Coleman, Eddie Brinkman, and Aurelio Rodriguez all played critical roles in 1972 when the Tigers captured their first American League East title. Oddities of the schedule due to an early season strike allowing 86 and 70 Tigers to win the division by just a half a game. Brinkman was named Tiger of the Year by the Detroit Baseball Writers Association despite a .203 batting average, as he committed just 7 errors in 728 chances. 990 fielding percentage. He also had a streak of 72 games and 331 chances without an error during the season, both American League records for shortstop. Mickey Lalich was his steady self for the Tigers, winning 22 games with a sparkling 2.50 ERA, while Coleman won 19 and had a 2.80 ERA. Starter Woody Fryman, acquired on August 2nd, was the final piece of the puzzle as he went 10-3 over the last 2 months of the regular season and posted a minuscule 2.06 ERA. Fryman was also the winning pitcher in the division-clinching game against the Boston Red Sox in a 3-1 victory on October 3rd. Hold on just a second there. Cardinals fan 1990. I just saw you pop in the chat there. Hi, buddy Donald. How you doing there, buddy? Cardinals fan 1990. Nice to have another person in the stream here with us. I think for a while it was just me and John, but now Cardinals fans in here. All right, and then in 1972, the ALCS. In the 1972 American League Championship Series, Detroit faced the American League West Division champion Oakland Athletics, who had become steadily competitive ever since the 1969 realignment. In Game 1 of the ALCS, Oakland Mickey Lalich, the hero of 1968, took the hill and allowed just 1 run over 9 innings. The Athletics ace, Catfish Hunter, matched Lalich, surrendering only a solo home run to Norm Cash, and the game went into extra innings. Al Kaline hit a solo home run to break the 1-1 tie in the top of the 11th, only to be charged with a throwing error on Gonzalo Marquez's game-tying single in the bottom half of the frame that allowed Gene Tennis to score the winning run. Blue Moon Odom shut down Detroit 5-0 in Game 2, and the end of Game 2 was marred by an ugly incident in which Tigers reliever Laren LeGros hit A's shortstop and leadoff hitter Bert Campaneris on the ankle with a pitch. An angered Campaneris threw the bat at LeGros, and LeGros ducked just in time for the bat to sail over his head. Both benches cleared, though no punches were thrown. Both LeGros and Campaneris were suspended for the remainder of the series. It was widely believed that Martin had ordered the pitch that hit Campaneris, who had 3 hits, 2 stolen bases, and 2 runs scored in the game. As the series shifted to Detroit, the Tigers caught their stride. Joe Coleman held the A's scoreless on 7 hits in Game 3, striking out 14 batters in a 3-0 victory for the Tigers. Game 4 was another pitcher's duel between Hunter and Lalich, resulting in a 1-1 tie at the end of 9 innings. Oakland scored 2 runs in the top of the 10th and put the Tigers down to their last 3 outs. Detroit pushed 2 runs across the plate to tie the game before Jim Northrup came through in the clutch again. His single of Dave Hamilton scored Gates Brown and gave the Detroit Tigers the 4-3 win and evened the series at 2 games apiece. At first, a first-inning run on the RBI groundout from Bill Freeman, set up by Gene Tennis, passed ball that allowed McAuliffe to reach third base, gave Detroit an early lead in the deciding 5th and final game in Detroit. Reggie Jackson's steal of home in the 2nd inning tied it up, though. Jackson was injured in a collision with Feehan and had to leave the game. Tennis's 2-out single to left field plated George Hendrick to give Oakland a 2-1 lead in the fourth inning. The run was controversial to many Tigers fans as Hendrick was ruled safe at first base 2 batters prior to the Tennis hit. Hendrick appeared to be out by 2 steps on a grounder to short, but umpire John Rice ruled that Norm Cash pulled his foot off first base. Replays and photos, however, show that Cash did not pull his foot. Thanks to that play and 4 innings of scoreless relief from Vita Blue, the A's took the American League pennant and a spot in the World Series. All right, junk, wax, life hacks I'm listening to since you started. Okay, thanks a lot. I know people just like to listen in the background while I'm going through my history lessons. It's just always encouraging from a creator's standpoint to know that there are people watching at least. So all I would ask in the future is at least if you acknowledge that you're here, at least I know you're listening in the background, and that's what I truly do appreciate. And don't forget, thummies up for me. That's probably why YouTube doesn't send any traffic my way, because I got to get up to my 10 thumbs up before they even give an inkling of sending some traffic my way. The more thumbs up, the better off you are in your streams. Just want to give those pointers out there also. A slow decline in 1973 to 1978. The 1973 season saw the Tigers drop to 3rd place in the division with an 85-77 record. Joe Coleman posted another 23 wins, but the other Tiger starters had subpar seasons. While Horton hit .316, but injuries limited him to just 111 games, Jim Northrup posted the best batting average of his career, but was inexplicably limited to part-time duty, 119 games, which Northrup attributed to an ongoing feud with Billy Martin that had actually started the 1972 ALCS. Northrup even proclaimed to the press that Martin took the fun out of the game. Martin did not survive the 1973 season as manager. He was fired that September after ordering his pitchers to throw spitballs and telling the press that he did so, in protest of opposing Cleveland Indians pitcher Gaylord Perry, whom Martin was convinced was doing the same. Third base coach Joe Schultz served as interim manager for the remainder of the season. A bright spot for the Tigers in 1973 was relief pitcher John Hiller, who marked his first full season since suffering a heart attack in 1971 by collecting a league-leading 38 saves and posting a brilliant 1.44 ERA. Hiller's saves total would stand as a Tiger record until 2000, when it was broke by Todd Jones, 42 saves. Jones' record would later be broken by Jose Valverde's 49 saves in 2011. After the season, the Tigers hired Ralph Hook, to be their new manager. Hook served in that capacity for 5 full seasons through the end of 1978 season. The roster of players who played under Hook were mostly aging veterans from the 1960s whose performance had slipped from their peak years. The Tigers did not have a winning season from 74 to 77, and their 57 wins and the 1975 season was the team's lowest since 1952. Perhaps the biggest signal of decline for the Tigers was the retirement of Kaline following the 1974 season. After he notched his 3,000th career hit, Kaline finished with 3,007 hits and was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility in 1980. All right, 1976, the year of the bird. Tigers fans were provided a glimmer of hope when 21-year-old rookie Mark Fidrych made his debut in 1976. Fidrych, known as the Bird, was a colorful character known for talking to the baseball and other eccentricities. During the game, Against the Yankees, Craig Nettles responded to Fidrick's antics by talking to his bat. After making an out, he later lamented that his Japanese-made bat did not understand him. Fidrick entered the All-Star break at 9-2 with a 1.78 ERA and was starting pitcher for the American League in the All-Star game that played that year in Philadelphia to celebrate the American bicentennial. I remember that year, and I remember that game, actually. He finished the season with a record of 19-9 and an American League leading ERA of 2.34. Fidrick, the American League Rookie of the Year, was one of the few bright spots that year, with the Tigers finishing next to last in the American League East in 1976. Aurelio Rodriguez won the Gold Glove Award in 1976 at third base, snapping a streak in which Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson had won it for 16 consecutive seasons. Then in 1977 and 1978, injuries to his knee and later his arm drastically limited Fidrick's appearances in 1977 and 78. Perhaps more important, however, was the talent coming up through the Tigers farm system at the time. Jack Morris, Lance Parrish, Alan Trammell, and Lou Whitaker all made their debuts in 1977 and would help the team to 88 wins in 1978, the only winning season under Hook. All right, the Bless You Boys era from 1979 to 1987. Hook's immediate successor as manager in 1979 was Lamas, but Moss would only last until June of that year. From June 14, 1979, until the end of the 1995 season, the team was managed by George Sparky Anderson, one of baseball's winningest managers and owner of 2 World Series rings. As manager of the Cincinnati Reds during their peak as the Big Red Machine. When Anderson joined the Tigers in 1979 and assessed the team's young talent, he boldly predicted that it would be a pennant winner within 5 years. Acerbic sports anchor Al Ackerman initiated the phrase "Bless you boys." Originally used as a sarcastic remark, Ackerman's phrase would take on a new meaning in 1984. The Roar of '84. The 1984 World Series champions. In 1968, the Tigers' next World Series would be predicted by a disappointing second-place finish, as the 1983 Tigers won 92 games to finish 6 games behind the Baltimore Orioles at the American League East. The first major news of the 1984 season actually came in late 1983, when broadcasting magnate Joe Feltzer, who had owned the Tigers since 1957, sold the team to Domino's Pizza under CEO Tony Monaghan for $53 million. The 1984 team got off to a 9-0 start, highlighted by Jack Morris tossing a nationally televised no-hitter, Chicago, in the 4th game of the season. They stayed hot for most of the year, posting a 35-5 record over their first 40 games and cruising to a franchise record 104 wins. The Tigers led the division from opening day until the end of the regular season and finished a staggering 15 games ahead of the second-place Toronto Blue Jays. Closer Willie Hernandez, acquired from the 1983 National League Championship Philadelphia Phillies in the off-season, won both Cy Young Award and American League MVP, a rarity for a relief pitcher. All right, then in 1984, we have the ALCS. The Tigers faced the Kansas City Royals in the American League Championship Series in Game 1. Alan Trammell, Lance Parrish, and Larry Henderson went deep to crush the Royals 8-1. At Royals Stadium, now Kauffman Stadium, in Game 2, the Tigers scored twice in the 11th inning when Johnny doubled off Royals closer Dan Quisenberry en route to a 5-3 victory. The Tigers completed the sweep at Tiger Stadium in Game 3. Marty Castillo's third inning RBI fielder's choice would be all the help Detroit would need. Wilcox outdueled Charlie LeBrant, and after Hernandez got Darryl Motley to pop up to preserve the 1-0 win, the Tigers were returning to the World Series. Then we have the 1984 World Series. In the NLCS, the San Diego Padres rallied from losing the first two games to overcome the Chicago Cubs and prevent the Cubs a fifth Cubs-Tigers series. The Tigers would open the 1984 series on the road in San Diego. In Game 1, Larry Herndon hit a 2-run home run that gave the Tigers a 3-2 lead. Jack Morris pitched a complete game with 2 runs on 8 hits, and Detroit drew first blood. The Padres evened the series despite pitcher Ed Whitson being chased after pitching 2 2/3 of an inning and giving up 3 runs on 5 Tiger hits. Tiger starter Dan Petrie exited the game after 4 1/3 innings when Kirk Bakava's 3-run homer gave San Diego a 5-3 lead that they would hold on to. When the series shifted to the Motor City, the Tigers took command. In Game 3, a 2-out rally in the second inning, highlighted by Marty Castillo's 2-run homer, led to 4 runs and the yanking of Padres starter Tim Lawler after 1 2/3 innings. The Padres never recovered, losing 5-2. Eric Show continued the parade of bad outings in Game 4, getting bounced after 2 2/3 innings by giving up a pair of 2-run homers to World Series MVP Alan Trammell in his first 2 at-bats. Trammell's homers held up with the help of another Morris complete game, and the Tigers' 4-2 win gave them a commanding lead in the series. In Game 5, Kirk Gibson's 2-run shot in the first inning would be the beginning of another end for the Padres after starter Mark Thurmond. Though the Padres would pull back at 3-3, chasing Petrie in the 4th inning. In the process, the Tigers retook the lead on a Rusty Kuntz sacrifice fly, actually a pop-out to retreating second baseman Alan Wiggins, that the speedy Gibson was able to score on, and then went up 5-3 on a solo homer by Parrish. A Sounds of the Game video was made during the series by the MLB Productions and played on TV a number of times since then. Gibson came to bat in the 8th inning with runners on 2nd and 3rd, and the Tigers clinged to a 5-4 lead. Padres manager Dick Williams was shown in the dugout flashing 4 fingers, ordering an intentional walk, before San Diego reliever Goose Gossage summoned him to the mound. Sparky Anderson was seen and heard yelling to Gibson, "He don't want to walk you," and making a swinging the bat gesture. As Anderson suspected, Gossage threw a 1-0 fastball on the inside corner, and Gibson was ready. He launched the pitch into the Tiger Stadium's right field upper deck for a 3-run homer, effectively clinching the game and the series. Aurelio Lopez pitched 2 1/3 innings of relief and retired all 7 batters he faced, earning the win. Despite allowing the rare run in the top of the 8th inning, Willie Hernandez got the save as Tony Gwynn flew out to Larry Herndon to end the game, sending Detroit into a wild victory celebration. The Tigers led the division wire to wire from opening day and every day thereafter, culminating in the World Series championship. This had to be done in the Major League since hadn't been done in the major leagues since the 1955 Brooklyn Dodgers. With the win, Anderson became the first manager to win the World Series in both leagues. Then we have the 1987 American League champions, as a pair of third-place finishes in 1985 and 1986. The 1987 Tigers faced low expectations, which seemed to be confirmed by an 11-19 start to the season. However, the team hits its stride thereafter and gradually gained ground on its American League East rivals. This charge was fueled in part by the acquisition of pitcher Doyle Alexander from the Atlanta Braves. In exchange for minor league pitcher John Schmaltz, Alexander started 11 games for the Tigers, posting a 9-0 record and a 1.53 ERA. Schmaltz, a Michigan native, went on to have a long and productive career, mostly with the Braves, and was ultimately inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015. Despite the Tigers' postseason, they entered September neck and neck with the Toronto Blue Jays. The two teams would square off in 7 hard-fought games during the final 2 weeks of the season. All 7 games were decided by 1 run, and in the first 6 of 7 games, the winning run was scored in the final inning of play. At Exhibition Stadium, the Tigers dropped 3 in a row to the Blue Jays before winning the dramatic extra inning showdown. The Tigers entered the final week of the 1987 season 2.5 games behind. After a series against the Baltimore Orioles, the Tigers returned home trailing by a game and swept the Blue Jays. Detroit clinched the division in a 1-0 victory over Toronto in the front of 51,000 fans at Tiger Stadium on October 4th. Frank Tanana went all 9 innings for the complete game shutout, after outfielder Larry Herndon gave the Tigers their lone run on a second inning home run. Detroit finished the season 2 games ahead of Toronto, securing the best record in the majors with 98-64. In what would prove to be their last postseason appearance until 2006, the Tigers were upset in the 1987 League Championship Series by the 85-77 Minnesota Twins, who in turn won the World Series that year 4-1. The Twins clinched the series in Game 5 at Tiger Stadium with a score of 9-5. A new approach in 1988 through 1995. Despite their 87 division title victory, the Tigers proved to be able to build on their success. The team lost Kirk Gibson free agency in the offseason, but still spent much of the 1988 in first place in the American League East. A late season slump left the team in second place at 87-74, 1 game behind the Boston Red Sox. Let me take a sip of water here real quick. A little bit of a breather for myself here. I just kind of wanted to get this one out. This one is a rather lengthy history lesson for the Detroit Tigers. We still do have actually quite a bit to go too. We're barely getting into the 2000 era here coming up. So in 1989, the team collapsed to a 59-103 record, the worst in the majors. The franchise then attempted to rebuild using a power hitting approach, with slugger Cecil Fielder, Rob Deere, and Mickey Tettleton joining Trammell and Whitaker in the lineup, fitting for the team with the most 200-plus home run seasons in baseball history. In 1990, Fielder led the American League with 51 home runs, becoming the first player to hit 50 since George Foster in 1977, and the first American League player since Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle in 1961, and finished second in the voting for American League MVP. He hit 44 home runs and collected 132 RBIs in 1991, again finishing second in the American League batting. Hi, buddy Donald. Cardinals fan comes in and comments the same thing he did 25 minutes ago, but you're still here. I see you there, Cardinals fan. Thanks for being here and listening to my content. Behind key players began to age, setting the franchise up for decline. Their minor league system was largely barren of talent as well, producing only a few everyday players during the 1990s. Adding insult to injury, the Tigers and radio station WJR announced in December 1990 that they were not renewing the contract of longtime Hall of Fame play-by-play announcer Ernie Harwell, and that the 1991 season would be Harwell's last with the team. The announcement was met with resounding protests from fans, both in Michigan and around the baseball world. 1992 saw the Tigers win only 75 games, with Fielder being one of the few bright spots as he won the American League RBI title for the third straight season with 124. In August of 1992, the franchise was sold to Mike Lilch, a president and CEO of Little Caesars Pizza, who also owned the Detroit Red Wings. One of Lilch's first priorities as the new owner was to rehire Ernie Harwell. Late in the season, Sparky Anderson won his 1,132nd game as Tiger manager, passing Hughie Jennings for the most all-time in franchise history. The team also responded with an 85-77 season in 1993, but it would be their last winning season for a number of years. On October 2nd, 1995, manager Sparky Anderson chose not only to end his career with the Tigers, but to retire from baseball. Then we have the Randy Smith era from 1996 to 2002. From 1994 to 2005, the Tigers did not post a winning record, the longest sub-500 stretch in franchise history. In 1996, the Tigers lost a then-team record 109 games under new general manager Randy Smith. The only team in the majors to have a longer stretch without winning season during this time were the Pittsburgh Pirates, who did not have a winning record in the year spanning 1993 to 2012. The Tigers' best record over this span was 79-83, recorded in 1997 and 2000. In 1998, the Tigers moved from the American League East, where they had been since their division was created in 1969, to the American League Central as part of realignment necessitated by the addition of the expansion Tampa Bay Devil Rays. In 2000, the team left Tiger Stadium in favor of Comerica Park, and soon after it opened, Comerica Park drew criticism for its deep dimensions, which made it difficult to hit home runs. The distance to left field, 395 feet in particular, was seen as unfair to hitters. This led to the nickname Comerica National Park. The team made a successful bid to bring slugger Juan Gonzalez from the Texas Rangers for the inaugural season at Comerica Park. After 4 consecutive seasons of no fewer than 39 home runs, Gonzalez only hit 29 homers in 2000, and he cited Comerica Park's dimensions as a major reason why he turned down a multi-year contract extension. In 2003, the franchise largely quieted the criticism by moving the left center fence to 370, making the flagpole in that area out of play. A feature carried over from Tiger Stadium in 2005. The team moved the bullpens to the vacant area beyond the left field fence and filled the previous location with seats. In late 2001, Dave Dombrowski, former general manager of the 1997 World Series champion Florida Marlins, was hired as team president. In 2002, the Tigers started the season 0-6, prompting Dombrowski to fire unpopular Smith as well as manager Phil Gardner. Dombrowski then took over as general manager and named bench coach Luis Pujols to finish the season as interim manager. The team finished 55-106 after the season was over. Pujols was let go. Most losses in American League history in 2003. Dombrowski hired popular former shortstop Alan Trammell to manage the team in 2003. With fellow 84 teammates Kirk Gibson and Lance Parrish on the coaching staff, the rebuilding process began. On August 30th, 2003, the Tigers defeated at the hands of the Chicago White Sox, causing them to join the 1962 Mets, who were a first-year expansion team and only modern MLB teams to lose 100 games before September. They avoided tying the 1962 Mets' modern MLB record of 120 losses by winning 5 of their last 6 seasons, including 3 out of 4 against the Minnesota Twins, who had already clinched the American League Central and were resting their stars. Mike Maroth went 9-21, becoming the first pitcher to lose 20 games in more than 20 years. Maroth, Jeremy Bonderman, 6-19, and Nate Cornejo, 6-17, led the majors in losses for the first time in history that this has occurred. The Tigers had finished 43-119, the worst record in franchise history. This eclipsed the previous American League record of 117 losses by the 1916 Philadelphia Athletics, while the 2003 Tigers ranked as the third worst major league team in history based on total losses. They fare slightly better than on winning percentage. Their .265 win percentage is the major's 6th worst since 1900. Rebuilding the franchise in 2004 to 2006. After an embarrassing 2003 season, the Tigers vowed to make changes. Under Dave Dombrowski, the franchise demonstrated a willingness to sign marquee free agents. In 2004, the team signed or traded for several talented but high-risk veterans, such as Fernando Vina, Ronell White, Ivan Rodriguez, Yugeth Urbina, and Carlos Guillen, and the gamble paid off. The 2004 Tigers finished 72-90, a 29-game improvement over the previous season. This was the largest improvement in the American League since the Baltimore Orioles had a 33-game improvement from 1988 to 1989. Prior to the 2005 season, the Tigers spent a large sum for 2 prized agents, Troy Percival and Maglio Ordonez. On June 8, 2005, the Tigers traded pitcher Yugeth Urbina and infielder Ramon Martinez to the Philadelphia Phillies for Placido Polanco. The Tigers stayed on the fringes of contention for the American Wild Card for the first 4 months of the season, but then faded badly by finishing 71-91. The collapse was perceived as being due to both injuries and lack of player unity. Rodriguez, in particular, was disgruntled, taking a leave of absence during the season to deal with a difficult divorce. And Trammell, though popular with the fans, took part of the blame for the poor clubhouse atmosphere and lack of continued improvement, and he was fired at the end of the season. A highlight of the 2005 campaign was Detroit's hosting the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, its first since 1971. In the Home Run Derby, Rodriguez finished 2nd, losing to the Phillies' Bobby Abreu. On October 2005, Jim Leyland, who managed Dombrowski's 1997 World Series championship Florida Marlins, replaced Trammell as manager 2 months later. In response to Troy Percival's arm problems, closer Todd Jones, who had spent his season in Detroit from 1997 to 2001, signed a 2-year deal to return to the Tigers. Veteran left fielder Kenny Rogers also joined the Tigers from the Texas Rangers in late 2005. The return of the Tigers, 2006 American League champions. After years of futility, the 2006 season showed signs of hope. The impressive rookie campaigns of eventual American League Rookie of the Year Justin Verlander, center fielder Curtis Granderson, and flame-throwing relief pitcher Joel Zumaya, coupled with well-publicized early season trade by Leyland, helped the team explode and quickly arise to the top of the American League Central. The team reached the high point when they were 40 games over 500, but a second half swoon started to raise questions about the team's staying power. On August 27th, a 7-1 victory over the Cleveland Indians gave the Tigers their 82nd victory and their first winning season since 1993. On September 24th, the Tigers beat the Kansas City Royals 11-4 to clinch their first playoff berth since 1987. A division title seemed inevitable. All that was required was one win in the final 5 games of the season, which included 3 games against the Royals, whom the Tigers had manhandled much of the season. However, the Tigers lost all 5 games to finish 95-67, and the division title went to the 96-66 Minnesota Twins. The Tigers instead settled for the American League wild card. The playoffs saw the Tigers beat the heavily favored New York Yankees 3-1 in the ALDS. And swept the Oakland Athletics in the 2006 ALCS thanks to a walk-off home run in Game 4 by right fielder Maglio Ordonez. They advanced to the World Series, where they lost to the underdog, the St. Louis Cardinals, in 5 games. In 2007 to 2010, falling short. 2007, during the offseason, the Tigers traded outfielder Gary Sheffield, who had been part of the 1997 World Series championship Marlins managed by Jim Leyland. In addition to acquisitions, Dombrowski developed a productive farm system. Justin Verlander and Joel Zumaya, the most notable rookie contributions of the 2006 team, were followed by Andrew Miller, who was drafted in 2006 and called up in the early 2007 campaign, and minor league Cameron Mabrin, an athletic 5-tool outfielder ranked 6th in Baseball America's 2007 Top 100 Prospects. On June 12th, Verlander threw the Tigers' first no-hitter since 1984 Jack Morris, and the first in Comerica Park history, in a 4-0 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. The Tigers had the best record in baseball in late July, but lost a few players due to injuries and started to play poorly in the second half. The Tigers were officially eliminated from the playoffs on September 26, 2007, when the New York Yankees clinched the wild card berth. The Tigers, at 88-74, finished second in the American League Central. Maglio Ordonez captured the American League batting title in 2007 with a .363 batting average, becoming the first Tiger to win it since Norm Carlton in 1961. Then we have 2008. Going into the 2008 season, the franchise traded for prominent talent Edgar Renteria from the Atlanta Braves and Miguel Cabrera and Dontrell Willis from the Florida Marlins. However, the Tigers, who now boasted the second highest team payroll in the majors, over $138 million, began the regular season by losing 7 straight games. The Tigers climbed back at the midway point of the season, and they were 42-40. In the end, the team finished miserably, slumping 74-88 record. Justin Verlander finished with his worst season as a pro, as he went 11-17 with a 4.84 ERA. The Tigers also closer Todd Jones to retirement on September 25th, 2008. Alright, then we have 2009. Going into the 2009 season, the Tigers acquired starter Edwin Jackson from the 2008 American League Championship Tampa Bay Rays, and called up rookie and former number 1 draft pick Rick Porcello. Jackson was outstanding in the first half, making the first All-Star team, while Porcello was solid most of the year, posting a 14-9 record with a 3.96 ERA and displaying grit and maturity beyond his 20 years age. Justin Verlander bounced back from the 2008 to win 19 games, and he posted a 3.45 ERA and led the American League in strikeouts with 269 to finish third in the American League Cy Young balloting. Fernando Rodney assumed the closer role in spring training, replacing the retired Todd Jones. Rodney responded with 37 saves in 38 tries, while Bobby C. Tew, Brandon Loyne, and Ryan Perry shored up the middle relief that plagued the team in 2007 and 2008. Despite their improvements, the Tigers again found themselves struggling to hold on to the American League Central. The team entered September with a 7-game lead in the division, but wound up tied with the Minnesota Twins at 86 by the end of regular season. The season ended on October 6th with a 6-5 loss in 12 innings to the Minnesota Twins in the tiebreaker game, leaving the Tigers with a 86-77 record. The Tigers spent 146 days of the 2009 season in first place, but became the first team in Major League history to lose a 3-game lead with 4 games left to play. Then we have in 2010, entering 2010, the Tigers parted ways with Curtis Granderson and Edwin Jackson as part of a 3-way trade to the New York Yankees and the Arizona Diamondbacks. In return, picked up outfield prospect Austin Jackson and pitchers Phil Koch, Max Scherzer, and Daniel Shirley. Jackson made the Tigers' opening day roster and was American League Rookie of the Month for April. 2010 also saw the debut of Brennan Bush, who was named the American League Rookie of the Month for May and June. The All-Star break. Jameson's Cardboard. How you doing there, Jameson? Thanks for popping into my history lesson here on the Detroit Tigers. Okay. And was named the American League Rookie of the Month for May and June. The All-Star break, the Tigers were a half game out of first place in the American League Central, behind the Chicago White Sox. However, a slow start after the break and injuries to 2-3 players sent the Tigers into yet another second half tailspin. The Tigers finished the season in third place with an 81-81 record, 13 games back of the division winning Minnesota Twins, while playing outstanding baseball at home. The Tigers were just 29-52 on the road. Among the season highlights were Miguel Cabrera hitting .328 with 38 home runs and an American League best 126 RBIs, earned the American League Silver Slugger Award at first base, and finishing second in the American League MVP race, earning 58 of 28 first place votes. Jackson's 293 average, 103 runs, 181 hits, 27 stolen bases, finished second in the American League Rookie of the Year voting. Justin Verlander enjoyed another strong season, 18-9, recorded a 3.37 ERA and 219 strikeouts. All right, and then the near perfect game on June 2nd, 2010, Armando Galarga was pitching a perfect game against the Cleveland Indians with 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning when first base umpire Jim Joyce made a controversial call, ruling Jason Donald safe at first base. Video replay showed he was out. A tearful Joyce later said, "I just cost that kid a perfect game. I thought he beat the throw. I was convinced he beat the throw until I saw the replay." Galarga would later tell reporters that Joyce apologized to him directly and gave him a hug. The next day, with Joyce umpiring home plate, Galarga brought out the lineup card and the two shook hands. Despite nationwide support for overturning the call, which included supportive statements from the governor of Michigan and White House Commissioner Bud Selig, the last call let the call stand. However, he said he would look into expanding instant replay in the future. We know how that's turned out now. Division winners in 2011 to 2014. Let me take a real quick break as we get into this section here. Let's all get Donald some likes on this video. Thanks there, Junk Wax Life Hacks. How about some thumbs up, people? Thumbs up in the chat, please. Really appreciate if you guys can give me some thummies up for me. That's the reason that other people aren't showing up here, but that's okay. It happens sometime. Life Wax, Junk Wax Life Hacks. Sometimes people just don't like the content. They're just looking for the card breaks and such, which we will be doing when we do get done here, but might be just a hanger box. We'll see what I decide to do at the end here. So we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're getting somewhat closer to the end here, but not quite there yet. All right, in 2011, the first American League Central Championship, the Tigers returned much of their roster from 2010 while adding relief pitcher Joaquin Benoit, catcher designated hitter Victor Martinez, and starting pitcher Brad Penny. Okay. On May 7th, Verlander took a perfect game against the Toronto Blue Jays into the 8th inning after a walk to J.P. Arancibia. Verlander coaxed a double play grounder and went into the 9th inning to complete his second career no-hitter by facing the minimum 27 batters. It was the 7th no-hitter in Tigers history. On August 27th, Verlander defeated Minnesota 6-4 to become the first Tiger since Bill Gullickson in 1991 to win 20 games in a season. Verlander also became the first major league pitcher since Curt Schilling in 2002 to reach 20 wins before the end of August. In May, the Tigers were as many as 8 games back of the first place Cleveland Indians. However, they would start to play better. The Tigers sent 5 players to the 2011 All-Star Game. Catcher Alex Avila was voted as a starter, while Justin Verlander, Jose Verlander, and Miguel Cabrera were added as reserves. Verlander was unavailable to play in the All-Star Game due to a rule where starting pitchers who play the Sunday before are ineligible. Shortstop Johnny Peralta was later added to the All-Star team when the Yankees' Derek Jeter was unable to play due to injury. And as a three-way battle for the division title developed between the Tigers, Indians, and Chicago White Sox, the Tigers put together an 18-10 record in August to begin to pull away. Starter Doug Fisher, who was acquired at the trade deadline, provided an immediate three-game sweeps over their American League division rivals. It was the Tigers' longest winning streak since the 1934 team that won 14 straight. On September 16th, the Tigers clinched the American League Central Division title with a 3-1 win over the Athletics. It was their first American League Central title since joining the division in 1998, and the first division title of any kind since 1987. Members of the 2011 Tigers won multiple statistical awards in 2011. Verlander won the pitching Triple Crown, leading the American League in wins with 24, an ERA of 2.40, and strikeouts with 250. On November 15th, Verlander was a unanimous selection for the American League Cy Young Award. In a much closer vote, 6 days later, Verlander also won the American League MVP, becoming the first pitcher to do so since Dennis Eckersley in 1992. Valverde was the American League saves leader with 49 save opportunities, winning the 2011 MLB Delivery Man of the Year award. Cabrera won the American League batting title with a .344 average, while also leading the American League on base percentage, .448, and doubles of 48. The Tigers beat the New York Yankees by a score of 3-2 in Game 5 of the ALDS, winning the series 3-2, and they advanced to the ALCS, but they lost to the defending American League champion Texas Rangers. In 2012, the American League champions. In 2012, the Tigers looked to defend their 2011 Central Division title, with hopes of earning a second consecutive playoff appearance. On January 24th, the Tigers signed free agent all-star first baseman Prince Fielder to a 9-year, $214 million contract. The move came shortly after the Tigers learned that Victor Martinez had torn his anterior cruciate ligament during off-season training in Lakeland, Florida, and would likely miss the entire 2012 season. Miguel Cabrera moved back to his original position of third base, leading the eventual release of veteran Brandon Inge on April 26th. On July 23rd, the Tigers acquired veteran second baseman Omar Infante, who played for Detroit in 2003 to 2007, and starting pitcher Anibal Sanchez from the Miami Marlins in exchange for starting pitcher Jacob Turner and 2 minor leaguers. At the midway point of the 2012 season, the Tigers were 3 games under 500, 39-42, and the team played much better in the second half, and after a fierce battle down the stretch with Chicago White Sox, the Tigers clinched the American League Central Division title on October 1st with a 6-3 win against the Kansas City Royals. Coupled with the Tigers' division title in 2011, it marked the first back-to-back division titles in team history and back-to-back postseason appearances since 1934 and 1935. The Tigers concluded the season with a 88-74 record. On the final day of the season, Cabrera earned the Triple Crown in batting, leading the American League batting average .330. Home runs 44 and runs batted in 139. No player had accomplished this feat since Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. On the mound, starters Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer finished the first and second among the American League strikeout leaders with 239 and 231 respectively. Verlander, 17-8 with a 2.64 ERA, finished second in the Cy Young Award balloting to David Price of the Tampa Bay Rays. In the American League Division Series, the Tigers defeated the Oakland Athletics 3-2, earning their second straight trip to the American League Championship Series. The Tigers completed a 4-game sweep of the New York Yankees in the American League Championship Series to win their 11th American League pennant and earn a trip to the World Series. In the World Series, the Tigers were swept by the San Francisco Giants. On November 15, 2012, Cabrera was named the American League MVP. All right. Do a refresh here. See if I can find out what's going on here off the top of my head. Okay. So as that's taking place, the 2013 American League title defense. The Tigers entered the 2013 season looking to defend their 2012 American League pennant. The key acquisition in the offseason included signing free agent outfielder Torrey Hunter to a 2-year, $26 million contract, while also signing their 2012 trade deadline acquisition, pitcher Anibal Sanchez, to a 5-year, $80 million deal. The Tigers also signed the free agent Brian Pena to a 1-year contract. Moreover, the ace starter Justin Verlander signed a $180 million contract extension, and the Tigers placed 6 players on the 2013 American League All-Star team: Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Johnny Peralta, Torrey Hunter, Max Scherzer, and Justin Verlander. On September 25th, the Tigers clinched their 3rd consecutive American League Central Division title. The Tigers pitchers struck out 1,428 batters during the regular season, breaking the record of 1,404 held by the 2003 Chicago Cubs. Cabrera's .348 average, 44 home runs, and 139 RBIs was voted the American League MVP for the 2nd straight season, while Scherzer, 21-3 with a 2.9 ERA and 240 strikeouts, won the American League Cy Young Award. The Tigers played the Oakland Athletics for the 2nd straight year in the ALDS and defeated the A's 3-2, and the Tigers set a record by striking out 57 Oakland batters in the ALDS. With the Game 5 gem, Verlander ran his postseason scoreless streak again against Oakland to 30 innings. The Tigers advanced to their 3rd straight American League Championship Series, where they played the Boston Red Sox for the first time in postseason, and the Tigers would be defeated in 6 games. Right? Nothing new in the chat there. Let's continue on with the 2014 season as we get ready to wrap up their history coming up soon. 2014 changes at the top. Jim Leyland stepped down from his managerial position after 8 years with Detroit, and the Tigers hired Brad Asmus as Leyland's successor. On November 20th, 2013, the Tigers traded Prince Fielder to the Texas Rangers for 3 All-Star second baseman Ian Kinsler, plus cash considerations with regard to Fielder's remaining contract amount. The Tigers later traded starting pitcher Doug Fister to the Washington Nationals for infielder Steve Lombardozzi Jr. and pitchers Ian Croy and Robbie Ray in an effort to improve on a bullpen that often struggled in 2013. The Tigers signed veteran closer Joe Nathan to a 2-year, $20 million contract with a club option for 2016, and later signed Joba Chamberlain to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal on May 2nd, 2014, a month into the season, with the bullpen having a combined 5.37 ERA, which was 29th out of 30 in the MLB. The Tigers signed free agent reliever Joe Harahan to a 1-year contract. However, he never came off the disabled list to pitch for the team. The team further bolstered the bullpen near the MLB trading deadline, dealing pitchers Corey Nebel and Jake Thompson to the Texas Rangers in exchange for former All-Star closer Joakim Soria on July 23rd. On July 31st, with just hours left before the end of the non-waiver trade deadline, the Tigers traded pitcher Drew Smyly and shortstop Willie Adames to the Tampa Bay Rays and Austin Jackson to the Seattle Mariners in a 3-team deal to acquire pitcher David Price from the Rays. With the acquisition of Price, the Tigers became the first team in Major League history with 3 consecutive Cy Young Award winners in its starting rotation. On September 28th, the last day of the regular season, Price pitched a 3-0 gem against the Minnesota Twins, and the Tigers clinched their 4th consecutive American League Central Division title. The 90-72 Tigers finished 1 game ahead of the Kansas City Royals. The Tigers faced the Baltimore Orioles in the 2014 American League Division Series, where they were swept 3-0. J.D. Martinez became the first player in franchise history to hit more home runs in his first 2 career postseason games. Both were part of back-to-back homers with Victor Martinez and Nick Castellanos in games 1 and 2, respectively. All right. Let me continue going through the 2015 mid-season reboot. Brad Erasmus continued to manage the Tigers for a second season. Free agents Max Scherzer and Torrey Hunter left for other teams at the end of the year, while Rick Porcello, Eugenie Suarez, Robbie Ray, and prospect Devin Travis were all lost through trades. On the receiving end, the Tigers traded for slugger Jonas Cespedes, relief pitcher Alex Wilson, and speedy outfielder Anthony Gose, and starting pitchers Alfredo Simon and Shane Green. After winning the first 6 games of the year in record-breaking fashion, the season slowly went downhill for the Tigers. Inconsistent pitching, division rivals outperforming expectations, and injuries for multiple players, including Joe Nathan, who only appeared in 1 game, Victor Martinez, and career first stints on the disabled list for Justin Verlander and Miguel Cabrera, sent the team below 500 mark as the trade deadline came and the decision was made to reboot the team. Within a 2-day span in late July, the Tigers traded David Price, Joakim Soria, and Cespedes, receiving 6 well-regarded prospects in return, including Daniel Norris and Michael Fulmer. On August 4th, longtime general manager Dave Dombrowski was released by the team, with assistant general manager Al Avila being promoted to general manager and president of baseball operations. Despite difficulties, the Tigers still ended up sending 4 players to the 2015 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Miguel Cabrera received his 10th career All-Star selection and the starting nod, but could not play due to injury. David Price received his 5th career selections, as well as credit for the win for the American League. And J.D. Martinez and Jose Iglesias both received their first career All-Star selections. The Tigers ended the season in last place in the American League Central Division with a 74-87 record. The pitching staff was one of the worst in MLB, ending the 27th in ERA, 28th in FIP, and 27th in WHIP. However, the team also ended with a team batting average of .270, the best in Major League Baseball, while Miguel Cabrera finished with his highest player batting average in the American League with .338, earning his 4th batting title in 5 years. And then in 2016, Brad Erasmus and the Tigers entered the 2016 season with new pitching coach, Rooch Dubey, and 9 out of 25 members of the 2015 roster being replaced through trades and free agency. Prominent additions including 2 highly sought free agents, starting pitcher Jordan Zimmerman and outfielder Justin Upton, as well as players acquired through trades, outfielder Cameron Mabin and veteran closer Francisco Rodriguez, who led a totally revamped bullpen. The Tigers lost 2 2016 draft picks due to free agent compensation, but because of their bottom 10th finish in 2015, they kept their first round pick. Key veteran losses included catcher Alex Avila and outfielder Raha Davis, who both signed free agent deals with other teams in the division. Kevin's Card Collecting is in the house. Thanks there, Kevin, for popping in. Hello, Donald. Sam's Sports Shop is back. How are you? I am doing fine. Having a whole bunch of people show up now as we get ready to go into the break part of the after the history lesson. The Tigers finished the season with a record 86-75, 8 games behind the first place Cleveland Indians. Detroit was the final team to fall out of contention for a wild spot, losing Saturday and Sunday games to the Atlanta Braves, while the 2 teams were chasing Baltimore and Toronto got needed wins. Pitcher Michael Fulmer, acquired from the New York Mets organization in 2015 and won the 2016 American League Rookie of the Year. Now we have 3 more sections, short sections to finish up. I just hit 95 subscribers. That's awesome there, Sam Sports Shop. You're getting close to your first 100. If you guys aren't subscribed to Sam Sports Shop, make sure you check him out. Make sure you visit his channel and see. Let's see if we can get him to 100 subscribers. I only have 7 people watching Sam, but maybe it's people that aren't watching you yet. So let's see if we can help him out a little bit. And then don't forget, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up for me. All right. So in rebuilding from 2017 to present, in 2017, Mike Lilch, the Tigers owner since 1992, died at age 87 on February 10, 2017. The team remains in an Ilch family trust under the leadership of Mike's son, Christopher Ilch. I think Itch. Is it Itch or Lilch? It kind of throws me off there with the I think it's Itch. It might be Itch. Like Detroit Red Wings, the Tigers honored their owner multiple ways, the most prominent being a Mr. I uniform patch. After disappointing records through the All-Star break, the Tigers began committing to a rebuild, trading J.D. Martinez, Alex Avila, and Justin Wilson in July, plus Justin Upton and Justin Verlander in August. On September the 22nd, the Tigers announced that the team would not extend manager Brad Asmus's contract past the 2017 season, ending his 4-year tenure as manager. Under the management of Asmus, the Tigers had a record .314 and .332 with a .486 winning percentage, and won the American League Central Division in 2014. The Tigers went 6-24 in September, ending the season in a tie for the worst record in MLB with the San Francisco Giants. However, due to a tiebreaker, the Tigers were awarded the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 MLB draft. Oh, that's cute. No, that wasn't part of the biography, that's for sure. Thanks, Don. No problem there, Sam Sports Shop. says, Kevin said, not sure if it was mentioned, but Tom Selleck was a huge Tigers fan and routinely talked about them in Magnum PI. Alan Trammell even made a guest appearance. That's pretty cool. Sam Sport Chops, Jess Wilson is a Met stud. Cardinals fan 1990. Hi, Kevin's card collecting and more. And Sam Sport Shop is saying hi, John Fishman. Cardinals fan says hi, Donald again. So we got 8 people watching, getting close there. Maybe we'll get to that hobby box level of 11. Got to get 11 people watching. So if you have a way to share my stream out to get more viewers in here, let's see if we can do that. I'm still locked in on breaking hobby box number 7 open. Okay, so 2018, on October 20th, 2018, the Tigers announced that Ron Gardenhire and the team had reached a 3-year agreement for the former Minnesota Twins skipper to succeed Brad Asmus as the team's manager. Excuse me. While rebuilding with young players, the team also lost slugger Miguel Cabrera and expected ace pitcher Michael Fulmer to extensive stints on the disabled list. This led the team to the same 64-98 record as the previous year, with 5th worst record in MLB, but still good for 3rd place in a very weak American League Central division. And then, as far as last year, 2019, significant changes to the 2019 season opener rosters included the departure of Jose Iglesias, the 1-year signings of middle infield tandem of Yordi Mercer and Josh Harrison, both formerly of the Pittsburgh Pirates. On March 19th, it was announced that Michael Fulmer would undergo Tommy John surgery and miss the 2019 season. The Tigers finished the season with a 47-114 record, the worst in all of Major League Baseball, and their 2nd worst season in franchise history, after their 43-119 loss record in 2003. The 2019 Tigers tied the 1939 St. Louis Browns for the most home losses, 59, during the season in the modern era. So there you have it. The long history of the Detroit Tigers for the baseball team history for the Detroit Tigers. Boy, that was a long one for me, reading that whole thing. It took me pretty near 2 hours to go through the history there. 9 watching. We're getting closer. We are getting closer there. Let me give me a second to catch my breath and see if I can get my voice back. That was a long read today. 8 watching, I know. Well, at least with the 8 watching, that gets us into the blaster box range. I was fearing we were only going to do a hanger box, but that gets us up to a blaster box level. So I'm going to put this back in the sidelines for here. I'm going to put this one away. We'll go over a few announcements to give people just a few more chances to get a few more people watching and stuff. Do me a favor, get me up to the thumbs up, thummies up for me. See if we can get up to 10 thumbs up. That might push a couple people our way. You never know for sure. All right. So give you a sneak peek, quick preview for tomorrow, as we prepare for our product opening here. So for tomorrow, for our Hall of Fame Fridays, should not be definitely nowhere near as long as today. But for our Hall of Fame Friday inductees for 1954, which will be taking place tomorrow, will be Bill Dickey, Wait a minute. No, wait. Let me double check something. I gotta check real quick. Let's see. What did we do last week? No, oh wait, I can check somewhere. I got it written down. I finally decided to write the last few weeks down here. Let's see. No, yep, that is right. That will be our our Hall of Famers for tomorrow. That is, I am correct in reading off the right names. This week is 1954 for our Hall of Fame Friday inductees, and that will be Bill Dickey, inducted in 1954 as a New York Yankees catcher. Rabbit Maranville with the Boston Braves was a shortstop, and Bill Terry with the New York Giants was a first baseman inducted. So we got the New York Giants, the New York Yankees, and the Boston Braves next week. I tried visiting Detroit once. Drove north from Toledo. It was getting dark at sundown, so I figured I'd be better off turning around and going back to Toledo. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you probably don't want to be in Detroit at night, especially these days. those some people probably know what we're talking about. Oh my word, we dropped down to 4. That was a quick drop after I finished, but we'll see. I think I'm still itching to try and get a blaster box open, so I'll probably open up a blaster box. But then along with the Hall of Fame Friday for tomorrow we will be having the drawing too, with our Wheel of Names, okay, for our July drawing, of which these are the 7 cards that will be given away for tomorrow. The July drawing, it would be these are all rookie debut cards, Topps rookie debuts, starting off with a rookie chrome card for Yusei Kikuchi, and then going to Brendan Rodgers, Austin Riley, Carter Kieboom, Michael Chaves, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Fernando Tatis Jr. for our giveaways for tomorrow. So let me set those out of the way right now. Let me move my signage out of the way here. Put it on the back of behind my seat here. All right. Get that ready in a prominent spot, and we will get our stands in line here for our blaster box. So we're back up to 5. I'm sure we can get it up to second in a second again here, but let me go over to my product box here. I'm not leaving you, I'm just going over to another spot where I got a little bit more room for some of my stuff. And let's go ahead and get into a blaster box. I finally was able to find a few blaster boxes, so I added them to my items to open. So since we do have 6 watching, we made it into the blaster box range. So we will continue here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this day. For those that haven't had a chance to look, these are the series 2020 Series 2 blaster boxes. For those that do like to see the different odds on the sides, and of course the no purchase necessary entry that you can submit on a 3x5 card and putting it in a number 10 envelope. But we do have that, and then this here is the checklist for the 2020 Topps Player medallion cards. These medallions look pretty sharp, I think, and there are 50 in this set also, if you wanted to freeze frame that one there, right? Okay, but I'm going to open this up so you can actually get a better shot of that. So let's go ahead and score this blaster box, get ready to open this and see what kind of hits we can find in here. Okay, that way you can see the odds a little bit better too without the plastic being in the way in case somebody wants to go back later and freeze frame this. Of course I did mark it up, but I should have scored the top of the box. but you can still get the information in there for the odds. I don't know for sure on this one, Kevin. Yeah, a couple people have asked me that. I'm gonna have to see. I can't really buy a lot of product, but we'll see if the price is right on me trying to get some, or some people maybe sending me some in the mail for family mail call. We'll see. It would be nice to. I think pretty much they did these though. I don't see really any Hall of Famers in this one. You got the Aristides Aquino, but I think these in the Series 2, because of everything that took place, I think these are all current players that I can see. I'm pretty sure they're all current players in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave that there for a second there. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this blaster box. This is my first time ever opening one of the blaster boxes, that's for sure. Again, you get 7 packs. You get 7 packs that are included in a blaster box. So you get 99 cards in a blaster box, which is not bad when you really think about it. So you get 99 cards in a blaster box, and I think that is pretty cool. So we will see what we get for our cards in these 7 packs. Okay. Tell you what, I like to get interaction and fun with people in there. Should I open this one last? I like these two because with the coins or the medallions that they put in here, these are like they're heavier packs, that's for sure. So you know for sure you got at least one good heavy pack in the box. That is pretty cool. But let's see. I'll go ahead and put this one. I'm gonna put it right near Trout there for now, so I do remember it at the end. Okay, Trout, you're gonna watch over that. You might be watching one of your cards, but somebody is in there. And so then we will take these one by one and go through the packs. Yes, I'll do the medallion last. That holds everybody in suspense to see what we get, right? So we're going to do the medallion last. I do not have any of these medallions yet. I think the first blaster box that I did buy was on Ethan's, and I think it might have got delivered in the mail today. But I will open Ethan's package tomorrow that I got from him. But without further ado, Eri Adrianza with the Minnesota Twins. All right, I'll hold these right here. Wade Miley with the Reds. Wilson Contreras with the Cubs. We got a Lance Lynn with the Tigers. And Alex Cobb with the Baltimore Orioles. A Cincinnati Reds team card. A San Francisco Giants team card. A Chad Pinder with the Oakland Athletics. Boom, and our first rookie card in the pack is Jake Fraley with the Seattle Mariners, as everybody likes me to do. Michael Wacha with the New York Mets. And our first insert card looks like it's a George Springer with the Houston Astros Home Run Challenge card. And then we got a Edgar Martinez. That's a small hit for me. Hall of Famer Edgar Martinez turkey card. All right, put Edgar over here real quick. Oops, get him to stay on the stand there. All right, and then we've got a Colton Wong with the St. Louis Cardinals, and a Kwang Young Kim with the St. Louis Cardinals rookie card. So not too bad. 2 rookie cards out of there. 1 Hall of Famer, Edgar Martinez with the Seattle Mariners. Let me get Edgar into his penny sleeve for sure. See if I want to decide as we open a few of these to see if I want to collect all these sets. I wish I could. I wish I had an unending supply of money to try and continue doing this. But tomorrow is my deadline. After tomorrow, boom, no more new products am I buying. I might work on collecting different sets or completing different sets depending on how that rolls along. But pack 1 is in the books. Let's go on to pack 2 here, see what goes on next. Is anybody else pumped for 2020 Topps Chrome? I don't really go in. I go into the base product. Just the base top set is the only one I buy product for. But Elvis Luciano with the Blue Jays. Jake Odorizzi with the Minnesota Twins. Kevin Kiermaier with the Tampa Bay Rays. Tyler Chatwood with the Cubs. There's that revved up card. I like the way that one looks. Eaton Kendrick. Shift gears. All right. Then we've got do the sideways cards here. Jonathan Hernandez with the Texas Rangers rookie card. Jack Mayfield with the Houston Astros rookie card. Dakota Hudson Future Star for the Cardinals. Pablo Lopez with the Marlins. And Giancarlo Stanton for the 85 throwback. It's a cool card. And the Pete Alonso with the New York Mets. I think you get 2 of the Pete Alonso highlight cards in the hanger boxes. Means you probably get less in the blaster box. Turkey red card for Burke. I'm not too familiar with Brock Burke. Okay, for the Texas Rangers rookie card, turkey red. And then Reynaldo Lopez for the White Sox. And Colby Allard with the Texas Rangers. Okay. Pack 2's in the books. On to pack 3. Yeah, I know. Oh, really? You planted one and it died? That's like my Japanese red maple I have outside. Everybody says, "Oh, it's hardy. It'll work. It'll grow good in Washington and stuff." And it's halfway dying on me. I can't get. So I don't even think I could plant a money tree and see if anything would grow on it. But that would be nice, right? If we could all grow a money tree and just go out and harvest it every once in a while when we need to go buy something. So let's see what we get in pack number 3 here. All right, Garrett Stubbs with the Astros rookie card right off the bat. Yu Darvish with the Cubs. Maikel Franco with the Royals. Drew Steckenrider with the Miami Marlins. Rougned Odor with the Texas Rangers. Dylan Moore, there we go, another Seattle Mariner. Dylan Moore with the Mariners. Eric Sogard with the Brewers. We got Jonas Cespedes with the New York Mets. Daniel Norris with the Tigers. All right. Tanner Rourke with the Toronto Blue Jays. Jordan Luplow with the Cleveland Indians. And that Jordan Zimmerman. Ryan Zimmerman. Shows you how much I know. Ryan Zimmerman with the Washington Nationals for our turkey red card. And Clint Frazier with the New York Yankees. And James McMahon with the Chicago White Sox. Okay, moving on to pack number 4. Oh, my Diamondbacks are 2 for 4 so far. How are your Mariners doing? I think we're the same there, Kevin. 2-4. We actually beat California in one game last night. I think we ended up 10-9. We just barely squeaked through a win with California, the Angels. So we are 2-4 also. We got 1 from Houston and 1 from California so far. Ender Encarte with the Atlanta Braves. Dexter Fowler with the St. Louis Cardinals. Brian Goodwin with the Angels. Chris Shaw with the San Francisco Giants. Victor Reyes with the Detroit Tigers. Luis Severino with the New York Yankees. Justin Upton with the Angels. Sam Gaviglio with the Blue Jays. Brett Phillips with the Kansas City Royals. Julio Urias with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Warriors of the Diamond, Jacob deGrom with the 9.6 WAR. Turkey red card, Trent Grisham with the San Diego Padres rookie card, turkey red card. And then we've got a Tom Eichmann rookie card for the Baltimore Orioles, and Kian Wong with the San Francisco Giants rookie card. All right, let's move on to pack number 5. Orioles have only played 4 games. Oh yeah, I know they've had some problems there. That's for sure. Well, because they were going to play, and remember the who was that? The team that came down with the COVID. The Orioles were going to play them. They had to stop. Yeah, they were supposed to play Miami, but the series was canceled due to an outbreak. Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be... And there's not too many days where they can try and make makeup games. Pedro Severino with the Orioles. Corey Kluber with the Rangers. Dustin Pedroia with the Red Sox. Anthony DeSclafani with the Reds. San Diego Padres team card. Bamba Brothers Cruz and Sano celebrate home runs with the Minnesota Twins. Three's Company. Andres Calhoun welcome Gallo home. And then, of course, Jacob Junis with the Royals. Adrian Hauser with the Brewers. Boom, we got a turkey red. And that Jose Barrios with the Minnesota Twins turkey chrome card. I have a few turkey chromes now. Pete Alonso, Empire State Award winners, and a regular turkey. Is that Max? Yep, Max Muncy with the Los Angeles Dodgers with the turkey red card. And then we've got Joey Wendell with the Tampa Bay Rays, and Cole Hamels with the Atlanta Braves. Do a little bit of housekeeping here real quick. Straighten these cards up as we continue through Barking Dog. Yeah, that's one of my neighbor's dogs in the back. I got one in the back of me. We got a little teeny tiny one to the south of me, but they got a bigger dog next door to the north. He's my Navy guy. He's my intel guy. Moving on to pack number 6 here. Just tried to make a video right now and my phone overheated. Probably it got too hot in your car there, Robert. Oh my word. Yeah, I have that. When it starts getting warm here up north here, don't happen too often, but then I have to make sure my fan's on or else my phone overheats. Today it is not too hot today, so not too bad. Nomar Mazara with the White Sox. Kevin Cron with the Diamondbacks. Carlos Carrasco with the Indians. Josh James with the Astros. Rich Hill with the Minnesota Twins. There we go, a Justin Dunn rookie card for the Seattle Mariners. Aldemus Diaz with the Astros. Wilson Ramos with the Mets. Luis Urias with the Milwaukee Brewers. Future star. Stephen Piscotty with the Oakland Athletics. Boom, there we go, the Pete Alonso. That's a pretty nice one. Pete Alonso, All-Star card, 85 throwback. That's pretty wild. Only 2 85 throwbacks out of these packs so far. Suarez with Cincinnati. What's his first name? Eugenio Suarez with Cincinnati. Then we've got our Braves New World. Albies Acuna celebrate a Braves win. And our last card, Nick Ahmed with the Arizona Diamondbacks. All right. Moving on to pack number 7. That means our medallion card will be coming up soon, last. And pack number 7. Is Bill McKinley with the Blue Jays. Sorry, I added up too far there. Got myself. Dallas Cucho with the White Sox. Andrew McCutchen with the Philadelphia Phillies. Got some horizontal cards here. Harrison Bader with the Cardinals. Byron Buxton with the Twins. Garrett Hampson with the Rockies. Eddie Rosario with the Twins. And then who do we got here? Hunter Harvey with the Orioles rookie card. Trevor Williams with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Lamont Wade Jr. with the Minnesota Twins. And then we got a gold parallel card, 2020 card. Michael Taylor with the Washington Nationals. That is our only numbered card so far. Might find a hidden one, I don't know for sure. Advanced stat card or something. 432 out of 2020. Put that in front of the George Springer home run challenge there. Roger Clemens for the Boston Red Sox. Then we got an Eric Hosmer with the San Diego Padres and a Travis Arnaud with the Atlanta Braves. So nothing super earth-shattering there. Got a couple Pete Alonsos there. Got the War card for Jacob deGrom, 9.6. Now on to our medallion card. Thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for Donald. Thanks there, Huber. Thanks there, Huber. We got up to our double digits. Got up to 10 finally. Right near the end of the stream. But let me see here real quick. Who do we got here for our medallion card? Let's see if we can figure out who it might be. That's the back. Let me flip that one real quick here. I hate when they turn up backwards like that. Let's see. So it's a commemorative medallion coin for, it looks like a Baltimore Oriole. Looks like a Baltimore Oriole. And who do we think? Boom! Trey Mancini. Got a Trey Mancini. They look pretty cool, actually. I like these. Trey Mancini with the Baltimore Orioles commemorative coin. Then we see the back of it. It is a Trey Mancini, Baltimore Orioles. Congratulations, you have received a commemorative Topps Player Medallion card from 2020 Topps Series 2. So again, I believe you can only find these in the blaster boxes like the other ones. It's nice. I thought they were open. It looks like these ones have a plastic coating on them, or a plastic covering. But cool nonetheless. I do like the designs of these cards. They do look pretty sharp. So let me get this into a penny sleeve and a top loader. Let me get this into a top loader. Probably going to have to be a thicker one, that's for sure. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me set that down right there right now. That penny sleeve is not going to work too good. Let me see if I can get it into these penny sleeves. Hold on. Nope, I don't think it's going to go into these. It's got to go into the slightly oversized ones. Don't it? Huh. Boy, what? That one's giving me trouble, that's for sure. Let me get one of these. Maybe these are a little bit thinner. No, you know what? It's not gonna go. So I guess it'll just have to go into these thicker penny sleeves and see if I can get them to go in. My word. Are these? I guess these coins are thicker than I thought, huh? Let's see if I have a slightly thicker one in here that it's gonna have to go into. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to go into this one. Gotta get the right size, that's for sure. These are thicker top loaders, that's for sure. Okay, boom. Boy, that was a tough one to get in there, but I got it in the top loader. just put some Crisco on it. It was emotional, Michael. Kevin, Michael, did you see my Carefield Friday from 2 weeks ago when I pulled the tray card? So there we go. Trey Mancini. There, I'll put him in front of Clemens here for now. How's that? Or actually, I'll set him right down here. Because they can kind of stand. He can kind of stand up. It's a thick enough top loader that it'll just stand up right there. Can I get the video link? The video link? Just go into Kevin's card collecting channel there, Huber, and you'll be able to find his. I mean, if Kevin has time and wants to put the link in there, would anyone watch my videos? I was gonna say, why did that say that had to be reviewed? You'd have to create some videos there, John, and then we could watch you. That's for sure. But that would be cool. I'd like to see you do some conspiracy videos. That's what you need to work. That's what you need to base your channel on there, John. Is conspiracy theories. A lot of people have those different things out there, but I would watch your channel and probably become a faithful attender to your content. I'll watch it, John. See, there you go. You got Cards in My Car with Art Posada. Again, I'm just going to throw this out there real quickly. Most people, when you do get a chance, if the government finds my videos, they could whack me. No, they don't. There's so many different other people out there that do that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to put in a shameless plug. I don't want to just keep like I seem like I keep pushing this each and every day, though. But I am doing one last try at my red, white, and blue mystery packs. I did have 35 packs left. I now have 34 packs left that are up for grabs. But just wanted to say 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Saturday will be my last chance at opening some of these mystery packs. If they don't sell at the special price that I have here, $25 plus $5 shipping, I wouldn't be able to do my Clinton conspiracy. Sure you could. Everybody knows they did it. But anyway, that gives just a breakdown of what I got there, and these are the list of my spots that are still open. Just in case you are wondering, I do have Robert Posada has a reserve spot down here, but you can see the different blanks here. I have a listing up on my community tab that I will update as I receive emails on that. So if anybody does could we trade for the Mancini? We'll see there, Huber. Kevin kind of knows I like to collect these. So if I end up pulling a second one there, Huber, I will let you know, okay? Or you might see it on my channel. You see me pull a lot of things. I know I do got a couple. I think I got a couple blaster boxes from Ethan. I bought a couple, I think, from another channel, so I do have others coming in. Do I remember what I got for sure? Of course not. But we will see down the road. So, boom, that is what we have here so far. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and finish things up for today. I've gone for about almost 2.5 hours. No, I'm just over 2.5 hours. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed sharing it. Don't forget, tomorrow, Hall of Fame Fridays, the 1954 Hall of Famers. I will have 3, and probably to round up our Friday, since I did a blaster box yesterday, or no, a hanger box yesterday, a blaster box today, I'm almost thinking that we can probably make it up. Usually my Hall of Fame videos are watched a little bit more than other people. Oh, okay. And then Huber says, well, gotta go, bye. Bye to you too there, Hubers. Thanks for stopping in just to see what I pulled in the box. Appreciate you being here, though. Just nice little, well, gotta go, bye. Bye, Michael. All right. So you guys, let me do my signature sign off so you can see I'm wearing my Mariner hat for my baseball history lessons. Turn the, oh my word, what in the world happened there? It must have been locked into place in just a certain spot there, but I thought my tripod was going to fall off for a second there. So you guys take care. This has been Donald Blombaugh, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles, having been live to you from Arlington, Washington, as we finish off another baseball team history, the baseball team history of the Detroit Tigers. Again, if you do want to buy a mystery pack or reserve a mystery pack for the sale on Saturday, make sure you do that. Go to my community tab on my page. I do put all kinds of different updates up there every once in a while, but my list is up there, and as I do get reserve spots, I will put them in there. And just want to do all that for today. Bye, Donald. God bless. God bless you, Kevin. Thanks for popping into the stream here for a little while. I'm sure you'll enjoy the rest of your week with your visiting with your family. And until then, you guys have a wonderful and blessed day, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care there, Robert. Appreciate you being here. Also, hopefully you can get your phone cooled down enough. If you can turn your air conditioning on your phone, you should hold it over the air conditioner if you can when you do recording, and that should, if you have air conditioning in your car, that'll cool your phone down for sure, so it don't overheat. I always have to check mine. Doing good so far. But you guys take care. Have a wonderful and blessed day. See you guys around the channels, hopefully. And we will see you tomorrow morning, same bat time, same bat channel for Hall of Fame Fridays. Okay? Bye now and take care.